Many terrible things were happening in Egypt. Our animals died, the kingdom was in disarray, and Pharaoh was sick. He made his findings by consulting the oracle and realized that it was because Sarah was another man's wife. In fact, Abraham's wife, the one she claimed to be her brother. It was such a serious situation, but Pharaoh just sent Abraham and his wife and all that he had away in peace. Pharaoh did send them away with so many gifts as well, and I was part of the gift that was given to Abraham and Sarah. I did all that Sarah told me to do. Then one day, she took me to Abraham's room and she left. Then Abraham told me to sit on his most revered bed, and he explained that Sarah wanted to have a child through me. I agreed to it and I became pregnant. Abraham began to show me more compassion, but Sarah would still send me on errands and speak so harshly. So I spoke back to her. Who does she think she is? She's not a mother. She does not know the pain of being pregnant. She became more angry, so I just left the house. On my way away from Abraham's abode, I met a man on the road. He was a very friendly traveler. He was also going the same way I was going. So we got talking and I told him my story. But funny enough, he asked me to go back and to submit myself to Sarah because my son will be great. It's true what this man is saying. You know, if I stay when my master Abraham dies, it is my son that will inherit all that he has. Let me just endure this woman. So I gave birth to my son. His father named him Ishmael. They loved each other. But on my son's 13th birthday, his father took him somewhere, and without my knowledge, he started cutting him all over and said that, oh, I'm circumcising my son. When I saw my son, I cried. But then my son got better over time. As time went on, Sarah also conceived and bare a son. They called him Isaac. She and Abraham loved Isaac so much, as if the love they gave to their son wasn't enough. She felt threatened by my own son. One morning, Abraham came to my tent and brought a loaf of bread and a bottle of water and said to me, I don't want to see you and your son in this vicinity in the next 2 hours. And he turned back and left. To be Abraham, I was trying to figure out what was going on. I knew it was Sarah's work. I wailed and I cried, and then I left the house. Abraham laid on Sarah's head in the corridor, and she massaged his head and told us, save Johnny, in the most spiteful way. And I and my son left. Ishmael told his father bye, but he said nothing. Abraham did not even look up at us, so we left. We walked in the wilderness for a while. I tried to conserve water, but the bottle of water Abraham gave us eventually finished. My son almost died. I wish my tears were not as salty. I wish I hadn't met Sarah. I wish I wasn't a slave. I wish I wasn't even born at all. Hey! So I went away from my son's body, which was laying on the ground almost dead. I sat at a far distance because I did not want to see my son die with my 2 eyes. I just kept crying and crying. It seems that I heard water rushing by, so I looked up and I saw a spring of water. Thank God. I quickly ran to the spring of water, dipped my veil in it and squeezed the water all over my son's face and mouth. Then I carried my son to the spring as well, and he drank. That was how God saved my son. My son is now a great man, and I even married a very beautiful woman for him. As for Abraham, I heard that without Sarah's permission and knowledge, he took their son Isaac to a mountain to go and sacrifice him. Only God knows how much Sarah has frustrated that old man's life, that he thought that the next thing to do was to kill her child. Thank God I'm not staying with this man again. You know, there was a time he also took Ishmael without my permission and knowledge. He almost killed my son for me in the name of circumcision. I don't know whether he killed Isaac or not, but as for me, I have been recompensed. My son has given me my first granddaughter, and he gives me all the love that Sarah and Abraham couldn't give.